Welcome to the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show here on iHeartRadio. Coming up, a mother-daughter off-road race team.
Yes.
We'll have This Week in Auto History. I think that Konrad supplied that before he...
Yep, I got it.
Before he went off gallivanting around the state of Texas, being cheap like he is.
Yeah.
We're going to get you updated on the stories making car news this week as well. Howdy, along with Mike out of This World Mars. We need more Jeff Dziekan. I'm Don Armstrong. Thanks so much for joining us today. And I had some notes here, but I don't have them any longer, Mr. Mars. You're going to have to help me out until I can find the notes that I had. Oh, no, here it is.
Good, because
Ta-da.
You don't have. No, I'm sorry. I even brought it up with you. I know about you and all of that.
I know about you. I know what you did last night.
Oh my gosh.
There's a movie about that.
Really? All right. Well, let's talk to a racing team, shall we? Dana and Susie Saxten, good morning, and thanks for joining us today.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Where are we speaking to you from?
We're in San Diego, California.
San Diego.
Oh.
Wow. I love San Diego. Who doesn't like San Diego?
It's a beautiful place.
Yes.
It's 8:30 in the morning.
And it's also very expensive and very early in the morning there. Thanks for getting up to join us.
Our pleasure.
So we have a mutual friend by the name of Sue Mead. Apparently you guys know her.
Yes.
And yes, and Sue said we needed to talk to you guys. And apparently you all have been involved with her just recently, as a matter of fact, in the Rally Jameel. Is that correct?
Yes.
So did you all fly to Saudi Arabia to get involved in this?
We did. Yeah. So Rally Jameel is the first all women's off-road rally in Saudi Arabia. And we had the amazing opportunity to go over there and witness it and compete and meet some amazing Saudi Arabian women in the process.
Well, before we get into all of that, I need to get a little background on you two. A mother-daughter racing team. Now, explain to me how this came about.
Well, this was our first event that we've done together. We've been actually competing against each other in several rallies, but we both have other partners. But for this event, they couldn't join us, so we decided to be in the same car together.
And we're both usually navigators or co-drivers. So this was the first time that my mom ever drove in a rally.
And I have to interject here. I see that you were both still alive, and you you survived the violence within the car, the mother-daughter thing.
Yes.
Because you have to understand, I have two daughters, and I still to this day don't quite understand that mother-daughter thing. And there are times that it can get kind of a little ugly. I don't know you two very well at all, but I'm just saying
In general.
in general, and I can't imagine. You two, you made me turn the wrong way. I mean, there's, was there ever any of those kind of things?
Oh, no, I think we did pretty well, actually. Susie was very encouraging to me as the driver. And when I started to bog down, she just told me to go, 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 go. So we actually did pretty well. I think we broke the stereotype of mother-daughter activities together.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, and I noticed there are no slap marks across either one of the faces, and I'm sure that you are aware of the Will Smith and the slapping. Whatever. We won't go in that direction here this morning. But is this a speed event that you guys were involved in, or a timed event?
This is a navigation rally. So it is not a speed event. It's about getting specific waypoints in the desert and navigating to them. The only thing that really has a time component is you have to get a certain number of waypoints in the day. So you're kind of working against the clock and the sun. You have to keep moving, but it's not a speed rally per se.
So in other words, the course is laid out in such a way that if you do the speed limit and you make the right turns and you hit your waypoints the right way, that's where the win comes in. Am I right?
Yes, exactly. There's two components. There's waypoints where you have to navigate to a certain place, a certain set of coordinates. And there's also an average speed section, which I'm sure, is common in many different types of rallies where you have to maintain an average speed for a certain stretch of the course. And that's another place that you can get points.
How many competitors were there in the event that you were in?
There were 34 teams of 2.
Oh my, that's a lot. 34.
Yeah.
Now, you all didn't leave at the same time, did you?
No, they set you off the start line about 2 minutes apart. So it pretty well keeps the team spread apart. You can drive, for half an hour and not see another team, which is kind of a wild feeling.
So how do you
out in the desert? Yeah.
How did you get into this? Is there a school to learn how to do rallies, or you just get a car and say we're going for it and read the rules and go?
We're lucky to have a mentor. Her name is Emily Miller, who is a racer, a former racer, and it's kind of her dream to get women into off-road sports. So she, through a mutual friend, got us into this and trained us how to do it and taught us how to drive off-road and to navigate. And it's been a really fun journey. We've competed in a lot of these events. This was the first one in Saudi Arabia. But we're really lucky to have this as a hobby.
What kind of vehicle were you in?
We were in a rental Toyota Prado that they provided for us. And usually other people brought their own cars. The women in Saudi Arabia, some of them had cars that they brought, but we used the Prado.
Is there an off-road component to this?
It is.
Oh, yes.
The whole thing is off-road.
The whole thing is off-road. So
Yes,
there's no gas station stops because you got to go to the bathroom, is what I'm saying.
No, you have to figure that out on the course.
So is
Okay.
this a factory type vehicle, or is it a purpose-built racer?
Yeah, so these rallies, specifically this navigation rally, was designed for stock vehicles. So it definitely has, or it's a benefit to have a good set of off-road tires. But other than that, the vehicles are completely stock, and it's pretty amazing what they can do. I mean, we're driving in sand dunes, we're driving on gravel, and these vehicles are pretty capable.
So there's no street signs. There's no markers to keep you going in the right direction. You could wander off on some sand dune and wind up in the Arabian Sea.
That could happen, I think. We didn't get lost out there. Some people did get lost, and we didn't have maps on this rally. So
Oh my God.
you were a little challenged if you got lost to find your way back on the course.
Well, how did you navigate? Is this all GPS?
So they provide you with a road book, which is, it has tulip notes showing which way to go with mileage amounts. And then we have a GPS unit in the car that's also reading your mileage. And it's called a Stella. It's used for a few different types of rallies. I know the Sonora Rally uses it. And it'll kind of open waypoints as you get close to them, and you kind of use the Stella to guide your way in. So you're following the road book, you're looking at your GPS unit, trying to figure out where you need to be.
No,
But
So
you're
in other
not-
words,
you're
this
not
is
actually programming where you want to go.
This is more instrument flight rating than visual flight rules, basically.
Yes. I mean, if you're calling the road book an instrument, I would say that's true.
So it's not a key map or anything. It's just regular map.
Yeah, it's showing waypoints. It's showing, there's a, power line up ahead. You need to turn
Okay. Yeah.
right in front of it. So there's tulip notes showing the directions and the arrows and with mileage. So you're kind of checking around you, checking your mileage, making sure that you're hitting these waypoints.
Now,
Wow.
when you see a waypoint and you go past it, is there something that says this is a waypoint?
No, your GPS unit will ding, and that's how you know that you've hit something.
Oh my
which
God.
kind of yeah, it sounds like a video game actually. When you're driving through the desert, you pass through a waypoint, and it goes ding.
And how many days did you? How were you on this? How many days?
This was a 3-day rally. A little shorter than the ones that we usually do in California, but it was enough to challenge you, I would say. And for for the women that, some of these women, one woman only got her driver's license last week, the week before.
Oh, wow.
So these women, some of them were more experienced drivers than others. They would drive off-road on their family's farm, but they've only been able to drive since 2018. So the 3 days out on the road and 1 day in tents on the way out was challenging enough, I think.
I cannot even imagine something like this. I would have liked to have been a fly on the wall on that one. So 33 teams, where did you guys finish?
We finished 8th.
Wow.
Way to go.
Fantastic.
That is fantastic.
Yeah,
And-
I had a really good navigator.
Yeah, allegedly.
Yeah, and well, I would imagine that she's probably well schooled in all things electronics, and she's of that age.
Yeah, she's of that age. Yeah.
And
That's true.
And I'm sure that came in handy. So you left the car there. Did you get a trophy, a certificate, a plaque, or how did that work out?
Yeah, we got a little trophy thing, and yeah,
Are you-
it was good.
Are you guys going to do this again?
We could go to Saudi Arabia again. It was a really interesting country. If they do the rally again, I think we'll be very interested in going. There were places that we heard about in the country that we want to go visit, and yeah, it was a wonderful place to
You're gonna
visit.
turn
So
into
now
a-
that you've got a little bit better idea of how it works, you can kind of schedule a little time coming in
Vacation.
front or a little
Yep.
bit after, kind of
Exactly.
get a little more value out of your
Yeah.
expenses.
We only knew we were going 2 weeks before the rally, so
Oh, hurry up
we
and
didn't
pack.
have a lot of time. to
Planned
schedule.
way ahead on this one.
Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
you guys have to wear headscarves?
We did not. So they recently changed the rules about what visiting women are allowed to wear. So we just dressed kind of conservatively, long pants, long sleeves, and everybody was totally fine with that.
Now, you said you do this in California. Where do you do it in California? Living in San Diego, Southern California, do you go down to the Mexico, the Baja? How do you do that?
Yeah, I mean, there's so much great off-road driving just in California and Nevada. I mean, I know a lot of people do go down to Mexico. We actually compete in another rally that starts in Lake Tahoe and kind of winds through California and Nevada and ends in Glamis, which are the big sand dunes just north of the border. So pretty much, I mean, there's just so many places you can go. That's probably the closest sand is the Glamis sand dunes, which are pretty spectacular. They film a lot of Hollywood movies there, like Star Wars, and any place you need a big field of sand.
Cool.
What cars do each of you drive on a daily basis? Just asking.
I drive a Land Rover Defender and also an LR4. And in the rallies in California, we compete in an LR4. And Susie?
I drive an Audi Q7, which I love.
I was just curious because I mean, if you're obviously car people and are doing rallies, you've got to have your own personal car. It's always interesting to find out what people choose to drive on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And that's interesting. So, have you ever driven any of the Land Rover products off road?
Yes, in the rally in California, my partner and I always drive an LR4. And my personal LR4 has actually been in this California rally as well. My daughter-in-law drove it 1 year, but they do really well. We put some good tires on them. We put skid plates on the bottom. And other than that,
how in the world did you
gas tank if it seems to be needed, but usually there's gas along the way. If not at a gas station, they'll provide a gas truck.
What do you do normally? I mean, are you in the automotive industry somehow in your other lives or what?
Oh, no, not at all. We're in the restaurant business.
Oh,
interesting. So how did you get started in this? How long ago was that? And clearly it appealed to you to the point where you're doing this now on a semi, if not professional basis.
No, not professional. Annual, but not professional.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know anybody else that does other than Sue Mead.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody else that does organized rallies.
Yeah. So I think where this started was Emily Miller, the woman that I was talking about, called up a friend of ours who's in the car business. So they own car dealerships in San Diego, and at the time she was managing Jag Land Rover in San Diego. So she got this call out of the blue saying, I know this great women's event, off-roading, and I wondered if you had any customers that wanted to compete. And my friend, who's very adventurous, said, I don't know about my customers, or I'll ask around, but I want to compete. So Emily sort of took her under her wing and taught her about this style of rally racing. And she basically came back from her first rally and looked at me and said, you would love this. It's like a big puzzle, and you drive through the desert and you find these waypoints. It's like capture the flag. And she got me hooked. And then I think our mom saw us having so much fun that they wanted in too.
Yeah, the first rally was in Morocco.
Oh, wow.
It's called the Gazelle Rally, and that we've both done that, and it just finished up this week, I think, in Morocco. It's either just about to finish, or it's, because I've been seeing the Instagram pictures, but that one is very similar to this California rally. There are flags. You go to a flag. You have no GPS in your car for those rallies. You have a map and a compass and a plotter, and you plot your way from checkpoint to checkpoint.
I think it sounds like an absolute ton of fun.
Yep.
Get you a partner that can read a map,
Yeah.
and can multitask and keep their eyes on the road with you, so they know where you are. You don't have to tell them or anything. And you guys, hit your waypoints and try to get there on the time allotted, and away you go. So what's your next event?
The Rebelle Rally in October.
Okay, so you're going to take the summer off, as it were.
Yes.
Is there any practice time? Do you have things that you can do to keep your skills sharpened, or do you just kind of put those away until October?
People are practicing all year long. I know that. We generally tune up maybe a month before. I'll bring out the maps and the compasses and do some plotting on my own. And but this will be my 7th time for the Rebelle Rally. So
fantastic.
It's kind of dialed in a little bit. But
Who does most of the driving when you two are together?
When we're together, I do the driving because she's a better navigator than I am.
Okay, so it's not a
She
switch
gets
off.
A little scared when I drive. I think it's a mother thing, with the hand in the front and the.
Yeah, that's right.
So I thought it would be best for her to drive, and she's a great driver. Is also helps.
Well, that's great. Well, listen, we have thoroughly enjoyed this interview. You guys are great and fun to talk to. Please stay in touch with us. And let's do this again when we get closer to October and find out about the Rebelle Rally and get caught up. Give Sue Mead our best when you see her or talk to her again. And best of luck to both of you. Thanks so much.
We could do a remote at a restaurant.
Yeah.
We could come out there when we're in Las Vegas and maybe make our way over to San Diego at one of your restaurants.
Good.
We'd love to have you.
Thank you very much. Dana,
Thank you.
Susie Saxten, thanks again. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
That was fun.
Yeah.
We're getting more and more of the women aspect with these road rallies and car clubs and things. Mike's doing a good job of contacting these people and getting them on as more of a variety.
Let me tell you
My
something.
opinion.
So years ago, this is my first adventure in the Corvette Club. This was back, I want to say it was the late 80s. I'm sorry, late 70s. And one of the things that the Corvette Club offered was a rally.
Mhm.
And it was similar, not a speed event, but you had to find these clues along the way. It was almost kind of like a hunt along the way to find the clues, and you had to complete the clue. They would give you clues to where the clue is, and then you'd find it, and then you'd have to put 2 and 2 together, and that you'd write down in the book.
Right.
And then you would move on to the next location.
Right.
And this is before GPS and all of that. And it was fun. But both you, your passenger, or your navigator had to really be in tune with one another and be on the lookout for what showed up in the book.
Right.
And they handed you the book when you went to the green light. So you didn't have time to go through it all. You were on the road when you went through it.
It's like a poker run what they have today.
Exactly.
Kind of like that, yeah.
A poker run. And then maybe that's what they called it. I don't
Back
recall.
then, yeah.
But what they're doing, it sounds very familiar, along the lines of a poker run.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But tons of fun.
Yeah. And Morocco and all the places.
I'm thinking of James Cagney. I'm thinking of Morocco.
Yeah.
The Kasbah and all that.
Absolutely.
Dangerous places.
Yeah.
You can get killed over there.
Oh yeah. We could start a rally down in maybe Wharton or something.
Yeah, yeah. I was going to tell you.
Or
I got a call.
Juarez.
Yeah, Juarez. San Juan. I got a call the other day, and they're going to run a little rally over there in my part of the world. It's kind of a historic type rally, where
Is it going to be the oil patch rally?
Golden Triangle.
they're not calling it that, but it's a lot of historic stuff, and it does go out to Spindletop. It does include that and some of the museums and stuff downtown in
Very
Beaumont.
cool.
You going to take the in-wheel time truck on it?
In-wheel time machine.
I'm giving it some serious thought. I'm waiting to hear the final
Would you
details and
please
date.
get the reference to the radio station off of there? Because if you don't, I will go out there with a razor blade, and there will be a blank place there for you to fill in, because that's going to go off of that truck.
Cut the
I
fender
asked the
out.
guy if he could do that, and he said he could, but he'd rather me come up with a design to cover it up. We're working on that.
If you don't, there's going to be a Saturday that I'm going to leave the studio, and I'm going to go out there.
Strip your truck.
In about 5 minutes, I'll be back
Be
with
up on
those
blocks.
2 pieces of the vinyl wrap that's on
He's
there.
got a
Put 'em
little
down
ice
here.
scraper, and he's just got that little corner off.
No, it won't be
Yeah,
that.
we're working on it. We're working on it.
You
I'll
should
bet.
have run it through Mecum this weekend. The in-wheel time machine.
Oh, no.
And
Then I'd
hey,
have to buy something else.
Hey, and trade it for that fuzzy van.
Oh,
You know, I would done that, but that leads me to another story. I called to check on my part, my ABS module
Yeah,
that I
yeah.
ordered last September.
This is on the recall on the truck.
Yes. It
Uh-huh.
was supposed to be here in December. Then they moved it to January. Then they moved it to March. Now they moved it to March 2023.
Oh, my goodness.
What are you doing over
No,
there?
I just dropped it. So
Okay.
I think it's to
Well,
Michael.
it is time now for This Week in Auto History. And we've got just enough time to get this in before the end of the show. So let's get going, and I'll be waiting for you to go.
All right, here we go. In 1932, Ford Motor Company publicly unveiled its V8 8-cylinder engine, which was very cool. In 1947, Mike, Preston Tucker, got Sue's down here. Preston Tucker announced his concept for a new automobile to be named the Tucker, having built a reputation as an engineer during World War II when he served as a general manager of his company, an Ypsilanti machine and tool company.
And he had a mother named Tucker.
Yeah, Mother Tucker, right. Tucker looked to capitalize on the high demand of the cars for the post-condition offered. In 1956, Mike, Alfred P. Sloan stepped down after 19 years as chairman of General Motors, with Albert Bradley elected as his successor. Sloan is recognized as the creator of the GM Corporation as it exists today. Very good. That's a good idea. 1970, Don. AMC, the company that first introduced the compact car in the 50s, introduced the Gremlin, America's first subcompact car. AMC was the only major independent car company to survive in the 70s because of that small car right there. 1996, the Museum of Modern Art in New York City placed the Jaguar E-Type in its permanent exhibit. The E-Type was just the third car to be honored by the curators of the museum's permanent exhibition. That's a pretty car. That's wonderful. 2009, on March 29, 2009, Rick Wagner, the chairman and chief executive of troubled auto giant General Motors, resigns at the request of the Obama administration. During Wagner's more than 8 years in the top job at GM, the company lost billions of dollars, and in the 2008 year was surpassed by Japanese-based Toyota as the world's top-selling maker of cars and trucks, a title the American automaker had held since 1930s. Wow. Slap in the face, Will Robinson. There you go.
And that's it?
That's it.
That's This Week in Auto History.
Yep. Moving. We're moving, baby.
You said to hurry. He
Yeah,
hurried.
He hurried.
I didn't tell you to hurry. I just said let's
Didn't
keep a
work.
move on.
He moved on.
I say, boy, that was the quickest. That was the quickest this week
You
in
won't
auto
get
history.
you
note
will
of that.
never get Konrad to do it that fast.
No, not at all. It's more along the lines of, "Hey, Konrad, kill it."
Konrad, we miss you. We love you. Have fun.
American Honda Motor Company expanding its certified pre-owned program to include 10-year-old Honda and Acura vehicles. I thought that was an interesting story. The warranty's not as long on them, needless to say, but at least they are a certified pre-owned.
Mm-hmm.
Volkswagen recalling 100,000 plug-in hybrid vehicles globally due to the risk of a thermal event. 42,000 Passat, Golf, and Tiguan and Arteon models, while Audi will recall 24,000 of its vehicles. Toyota revving back into the hot hatch market with the new all-wheel drive Corolla developed by its in-house Gazoo racing team and powered by a power-dense 3-cylinder engine. You go, Toyota. All right. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to wrap up today's show right after these brief messages.
Father's Day weekend, Saturday, June 18th, 2022. It's the next Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In, and you're invited. Tailpipes and Tacos Father's Day edition will be at the same Loopy Tortilla in Katy, 8 to 11 a.m. on Saturday, June 18th. It's the only place cruisers compete for trophies and other prizes. Enter your vehicle for Best Hot Rod, Best Classic, and Best Modern Classic. Tailpipes and Tacos is Houston's coolest cruise-in and is your opportunity to see the best hot rods, show cars, classics, and resto mods, and get Loopy Tortilla breakfast tacos and adult beverages. There's no entry fee, and cars will automatically compete for custom Loopy trophies and other prizes. It all happens at the Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10. Kick off summer with Tailpipes and Tacos Father's Day edition, Saturday, June 18th. The In Real Time Car Talk Show will be there too. Celebrate Father's Day, the start of summer, and the return of Tailpipes and Tacos. Saturday morning, June 18th, 8 to 11. We'll see you then, weather permitting.
Mecum Auctions, the world's largest collector car auction company, returns to Houston March 31st through April 2nd at NRG Center. Featuring 1,000 muscle cars, Corvettes, trucks, customs, and more. Broadcast live on Motor Trend TV and Motor Trend Plus. We welcome everyone to Houston to bid in person, and enhanced online bidding and telephone options make it easy to join the Mecum experience from anywhere in the world. Register to bid now at mecum.com.
The In Real Time Car Talk Show is now part of the iHeart family. Now you'll have access to 24/7 Car Talk anytime you need a fix. Just download the iHeart Radio app and ask for In Real Time Car Talk, and there we are. Be sure to save us in your iHeart library for instant access. No matter where you are, you have the best Car Talk Show right on your PC, laptop, or mobile device and never have to worry about finding us again. Of course, you can always get access to our video and audio streams via InRealTime.com and your favorite podcast channel, and all of this is free to you. From the iHeartRadio app, you'll not only hear our Saturday morning live show, but the best shows of the past, updated weekly. Never miss a minute of up-to-date new car reviews, pre-owned reviews, Konrad's Car Clinic, informative interviews, automotive news, and the most fun car talk show on the planet. Just download the iHeartRadio app, search for In Real Time Car Talk, save it to your library, and with a tap of the icon, you'll be in touch with your favorite Car Talk team. In Real Time Car Talk, streaming now on iHeart.com/InRealTimeCarTalk.
Well, you know what that sound means.
What?
That's a wrap for this week's In Real Time Car Talk Show on iHeartRadio. Hey, when you're on our Facebook page, please give us a like, tell your friends about us, and share our junk if you would, please. You'll get Konrad's unicorn hunting features along with all things automotive all week long. There'll be some fun stuff in there too, including upcoming events, cruise-ins, and other goodies. The In Real Time Car Show is on 24/7 on iHeartRadio, both online and through the iHeart app. Find us at In Real Time Car Talk. We're still streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and InRealTime.com every Saturday, 8 to 11 Central. 30-minute podcasts are available from your favorite podcast outlet 7 days a week. The In Real Time Chief Engineer is David Ainsley. Our Marketing, Advertising Manager, and Video Technical Director is We Need More, Jeff Dziekan.
Yes, sir.
For Booking Agent and Podcast Editor, Mike Out of This World Mars, and his royalty but vacant King Konrad DeLong. I'm
Yes.
Don Armstrong. Today's show is produced by the Las Vegas All in Love Wedding Chapel. Be sure to join us again next week live for In Wheel Time Car Talk from Studio A. Next Saturday, April 9th, 8 to 11 a.m. Central, right here on the Smoke and Mirrors Network. So long for now.